Hi friends, welcome back to Arc Tutorials. This is Angular 10 full tutorial series for absolute beginners. In today's episode, we are going to learn about RouterLink. It's a directive which helps us to create links in our template, bind dynamic data, or even static data. How do we do that? Let's learn all the tricks in this episode. This is part 43 of the Angular 10 complete tutorial playlist. I have planned around 100 tutorials for you in this particular series. So make sure that you check out the description box below, which has links to the previous tutorials, the notes that I write in every tutorial, as well as in the going forward, we'll be doing a live project. So the code of that will also be available soon. These are the topics that I've already covered in the previous episodes, so make sure that you check out all the previous episodes so that you learn and master Angular in detail. Alright, so far we have covered around 42 episodes where we have covered a lot of groundwork. Today we are learning about router link. So what is a router link? So router link is an attribute directive which when you apply to an element it will make it a link, right? So in simple terms, whenever you want to create a link in your template, you will use router link, right? Is it the only way? No, it's not the only way. You can use a button, right, to make through click and then navigate. You can use router for that. But this is one of the most simplest, straightforward ways that you would find yourself using in most applications, which is to create a link which has dynamic value, right? Now that is the use case which I have seen it would be 99.99 applications, right? So you click on it, it will be routed to one or more components or can be to any other page, right? So let's see, one of the example is given here, which is a router link. You write it in the bracket because that's how you bind attributes, and then you pass the value, right? So that's a simple use case of how you would give a link, router link, right? That was all about the theoretical explanation. If you have any doubts, hit me up in the comment section. I will try and help you. But first, let's go ahead and do some hands-on examples. I'm not going to make any notes for this, or maybe I'll keep it open just in case if someone needs any more details, we can capture it here, right? So we can have any number of router links in the template, right? Uh, router links can be static or can be dynamic in nature, right? That being said, an example is something like a simple ahref, right? You'll give router and then link, right? So that's how you give router link, and once you have it, you'll give equal to value. Now, where is the so I'll tell you where are the some of the common mistakes you will do. Not giving single quotes like this, right? Let me make it here. Common mistakes, right? Not putting strings in single quote. This will give you error if you don't put it in single quote. It will give you error. I'll show you that in just a bit. um, right, so that's one of the common mistake I've seen. Not passing dynamic data correctly is yet another common mistake I've seen in most people doing it. So let's get started and see how to define first static route, and then this is an example of a static router link. And then we will also see how to write a dynamic router link. Okay, all right, so let's get started and let me show you the application we are so far. So if you are following along in the previous application, we did this product component where we had this dynamic data and all that, right? So we'll extend that and create some more use cases around it now, and we'll get some more data into perspective so you get an idea of how it's done. All right, for that I will need say I'll create a new component. Let's call it, let's generate a new component and we'll call it as since we already have loan, leads, contacts, right? Let me call that clients, right? So I'm creating a new clients, which is what will be a kind of a tabular look that we can build, right? So first up, I'm going to go to my app routing and throw in that route, right? And I'm going to say clients means it should come to component clients component. Okay, alrighty, so far. Now let's see. I will go back here and I'll put clients. So it says clients works, right? Alright, so now let's use this component to have our data and everything in this. So let's go to our clients. In the component, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a lot of details here now, like interpolation, for loop, and maybe a constants array, right? So all of that we are going to use. So I'm going to create client list equal to array, right? And in this I'm going to put, oh, you don't need that, it's not express. All right, so here we are going to create client id 10, first name ABC, or give some meaningful names to make it okay, and then copy paste this couple of times and we'll change the values. Don't waste too much time in setting up data. I mean, it's always good to work with good data, but when you're learning, don't spend too much time, just go with the flow. All right, this is 15. Here I'm going to give, and we are going to change here and say John Moon uh, Cherry Berry Steve Mike. Okay, manual, right? Um, these are names of some of the people who have bought me coffees. If you don't see your name, please do let me know in the comment section. I will add it you in your name in your next example. So yeah, thank you so much for that. All right, so I have a list of array, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my template, and so we are going to create a th, and I'm going to say client ID, and here I'm going to say first name, right? So it doesn't make sense. It makes sense to remove that word client. Alrighty, and here I'm going to say tr td. Okay, okay, so now this is where we will write our ng4, and we will write ng4 client of let client of client list print using interpolation. I'm saying client ID in first. Here you print first name. Here you put last name, right? What I'm doing, I have a simple array, right, of these objects, and which is called client list. In the HTML, using for loop, I'm just looping that. Using interpolation, I'm printing the output, right? So let's see why this is not coming. So this is not coming, obviously. Of client list, let's see the spelling mistake. ng, okay, so app clients, okay, and in the HTML we have ng4. What is the thing that we are missing? Let's quickly check it out. Here we have ng4, okay, let client of, okay, client list, yeah, that's of items. In such cases, right, most of the times the problem will be because we would have missed out on some of the name or see, that's what. So just make sure that you get that it's an object, right? So obviously we missed out on this. Okay, so now you see we got the names correctly, we got the client ID, we got the first name, last name. You see something like this, we'll use it here. This is what I'm building. We are going to soon start it, so I'm going to give you some kind of hints. So this is a table we are going to use, the same structure we are going to use and print value. Now we have a requirement that we need to give an option to edit and delete, right? So how do we do that? So what I'm going to do, we need two links, right? We need links like this, but we will not use href, okay, because that's not what we should be using with Angular. So here I'll say edit, and here I'm going to say delete, right? So see, now we got edit and delete. So let's reload, and you got edit and delete. Just add a space between that. Okay, so you got edit and delete, right? But if you look at the links, these are dummy links, they don't do anything. So this is where our router link will come into picture. So I'm going to say router link is equal to, now pay very careful attention here. If I want a static link, I still have to put it like this and say edit. This is a static link which will not do anything because it's just slash edit. And same thing here for delete. Okay, so we have now two links. What happened? Is it not closed? Is it not saved? Okay, a href this. Oh, my bad. Okay, so if you see the URL at the bottom here, see the URL, for all everything it is edit only, and for everything it is delete. So this is how you do static, right? This is a static link for router link, right? So I can also say like this, right? So this is a static link which will always go to slash user. See, right? This is a static link, but what we want is a dynamic list, right? So now pay careful attention here. We are going to and here we are going to make it into array and comma. Now we will pass client dot client ID. This value is dynamic, which is coming, the client ID is this one. Now you're passing it directly. Don't put double quote or double braces here, it will give you error. Just look at how I've typed. I have put it in a square bracket, right? And I am passing the variable. What is the variable? It is this variable. We are still inside the for loop, and that's why I can use this. Okay, got it? Now let's see the output. Now let's see the here, check the output here. Edit 15, 14, 13, 12. You see that, right? Now same thing for delete. Router link and right. So instead of slash edit, now it will be delete. So now the URLs that you can click, open a new window, it says, so basically if you see here, right, you will see that it is delete slash 13 10. That is how you get dynamic data using router link in your application. Now this was about two values, right? So right now our application is looking like this, a, right, and you have the link, right, which says slash edit slash number, let's say 13 14 whatever number, right? This is, but if say someone wants something like this which says 13 slash user slash 16, here I have two dynamic values. So how can you do? Since it's an array, you can pass like this, slay, or now see what I'm doing. I'm saying user ID slash edit, right? So now the URL is user slash id slash edit. I am not putting slashes. You should put. Okay. Remember, guys, this is yet another common mistake people do. Right? We have to put slash in variables. Right? In oh, not on 42. Sorry, putting it on 43. Okay. Right? You do not have to put it on. We do not have to put it on slash in variables in router link. Okay, it will not work. Now remember the trick here. Pay very careful attention, guys. Now see the URL. It says slash app user delete 13 14 15 edit. Right? Now if you don't put that starting slash, right? Now if you don't put this slash here in the starting, then see what happens. If I now I've removed the slash from the starting, now what will happen, it will take the entire path of this and then add this further. You see the below, now it says app1 slash client slash user slash 12 slash edit. Here, look here, guys. Right? So app1 client slash user slash 11. Right? So if you copy the link address and I paste it here, now you see it says app1 clients user slash 10 slash edit. So it is basically adding the URL of the page you are in, right? So that's why in the beginning you need to add, if you want to have something like this, copy and paste. Now you see you don't have slash clients, right? So that's the difference, guys. Try this out, then only you will understand these differences. These are small but really screws up a lot of time, so I request you to please try with me, try hands on. I am here to help you. Okay. All right, now you see I'm passing three parameters to this link. Copy here, user slash 11 slash edit. So you see user slash 11, whatever that ID is, and then edit. Similarly for delete, I have only two. That's fine, whichever way you want, right? Links are something what you form of, right? So this is router link. Now I showed you with static how it looks. I showed you with dynamic. I showed you with multiple params, right? I will show you again when we come back to query params, right? Query params we will cover along with query params in routes, right? So there again I will cover this particular router link. There we will router link, query links, I'll cover it along with it, right? I hope you're enjoying, I hope you're learning, I hope you are finding it interesting, because this is what you will be working if you are working with any real-time application, right? And this is how applications are built. So slowly when you see this getting into live, you would see that these are all small things that get add up to a bigger application, right? I'm putting a lot of effort in training you guys. I hope you are finding it interesting. If you do, please give a thumbs up to the video. Please do subscribe to my channel. If you like my work, please do consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/arctutorials. Thank you so much for joining. Join me in the next episode where we will learn about router redirect. Thank you again.